Hello everyone, it's Jenny from WeNeedAVacation.com. Welcome to All About It. We consider ourselves the experts when it comes to Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, and Nantucket. And being a Cape Cod native myself, I'd love the opportunity to share my knowledge of the area with you and send you to some of my favorite beaches, some amazing restaurants, and some really fun family activities. So you're planning a visit to the Cape Islands, a place where vacationers come seeking the finest in sandy beaches, quaint villages, great shopping, and the freshest seafood? Well, with an area of almost 500 square miles, there's a lot of ground to cover. Here's a brief overview of the area to help you decide where you might want to start. You've seen it in the movies, you've heard about it in songs, and you might have even read about it in history books. So what exactly are the Cape Islands? Cape Cod is an arm-shaped peninsula with over 400 miles of coastline, forming the easternmost portion of the state of Massachusetts. Although Cape Cod was originally connected to the mainland, the first Cape Cod Canal transformed Cape Cod into a large island. To get to Cape Cod, you must cross one of two bridges. People unfamiliar with Cape Cod may think of it as one place, but it is actually made up of 15 distinct towns divided into 4 areas. Those areas are known as the Upper Cape, including the towns of Sandwich, Bourne, Mashpee, and Falmouth, the Middle Cape, and we call it the Mid Cape, which includes the towns of Barnstable, Dennis, and Yarmouth, the Lower Cape, including the towns of Brewster, Harwich, Chatham, and Orleans, and the Outer Cape, which include the towns of Eastham, Wellfleet, Truro, and Provincetown. When we refer to the islands, we're talking about the islands of Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard. To reach the islands, you need to take either a ferry or an airplane. Nantucket is 30 miles out in the Atlantic, reachable by a ferry from Hyannis, New Bedford, and Harwichport in the summer. With no traffic lights, no fast food restaurants, and no highways, Nantucket has managed to retain the charm and elegance of the 1800s, when it had the distinction of being the whaling capital of the world. Located only 7 miles off the Massachusetts coastline is Martha's Vineyard, which is reachable via a 45-minute ferry ride from Woods Hole or Hyannis. Outside the bustling harbors and busy villages lie huge tracts of undeveloped land and miles of coastline. Much of the land is wild and natural, with numerous farms and natural preserves. The Cape Islands is world-renowned for their beaches. With over 600 miles of gorgeous sandy coastline, you are always within an easy walk, bike, or drive of a beautiful beach. What's more, the beaches are both abundant and diverse in nature, from the calm sandy flats of Cape Cod Bay to the more exciting surf of the National Seashore, which faces the Atlantic Ocean. Looks pretty amazing, doesn't it? How exactly do we get there? Cape Cod is equidistant from Boston and Providence, Rhode Island. If you are driving, you will have to cross one of 2 bridges, either the Sagamore Bridge or the Bourne Bridge. Once you cross the bridge, the farthest tip, the town of Provincetown, is 60 miles away. To reach the islands of Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket, you would take a ferry. Okay, so you know more about the area and how to get here, but how much time do you need to really experience all the Cape Islands have to offer? The area of the Cape Islands encompasses almost 500 square miles. With so much to do, be it going to beaches, shopping, going on a whale watch, or biking the rail trail, we recommend spending more than just one day so you're able to enjoy all the Cape Islands has to offer. Where can you find the perfect vacation rental on the Cape Islands? Our website, WeNeedAVacation.com. From large to small, luxurious to modest, WeNeedAVacation.com offers many options when it comes to vacation homes on Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, and Nantucket. Well, there you go. Everything you need to know about the Cape Islands. Maybe not everything. Sounds like we need a new series. Stay tuned for more.